There are a wide variety of things that are associated with cryptocurrency that are discussed in this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are interested in learning more about XRP and other cryptocurrencies. Next, have a look at this video regarding Ripple's appeals to the SEC, which might potentially delay compensation. During the course of this week, the Ripple vs. SEC case has been the focus of a great deal of discussion and anticipation, which has brought it closer to the possibility of reaching a resolution. According to advocate Bill Morgan, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) might potentially hold down the process by filing appeals and injunctions. People have begun discussing the implications that this will have for the future of XRP as a result of this. But first things first, let's take a look at what the future have in store for XRP. As a result of the Securities and Exchange Commission's efforts to get an injunction to halt Ripple's need for liquidity sales and its plans to appeal programmatic sales, there has been no progress made in the search for a solution. In this discussion, Bill Morgan discusses the significant issues that make it difficult for both parties to reach a consensus on the matter. May have issues as a result of these activities, which indicate that a lengthy legal struggle is likely to ensue. The strategy that the Securities and Exchange Commission has to appeal programmatic sales in order to obtain an injunction that would put a stop to ODL sales is one of the more significant issues that has to be resolved. It is possible that these delays will have an impact not only on Ripple's operations but also on the XRP market as a whole if the SEC is successful in putting an end to them. There is a possibility that Ripple's business, particularly its ODL sales, will suffer. There is a possibility that these kinds of issues could also have an effect on the price of XRP, which is now at around 50. And advocates, on the other hand, assert that the value will increase in the event that a settlement is reached, and Morgan has set his sights on achieving a value of $1 following the settlement negotiation. There has been a decrease of 4.48 from the previous value of XRP, which is currently at 5,011. The volume of its trades has increased by 33.42% over the course of the last 24 hours, taking it to a total of $795.94 million. In spite of this, its value has decreased by over 7% over the course of the past week, bringing the monthly average decrease to approximately 20%. Specifically, this is an illustration of the current instability and downward trend. What are the next events that are going to take place in the legal world? In the price of XRP, there is a tendency. Sarah Netburn has provided the Securities and Exchange Commission with a deadline of April 29, 2024. In order for the agency to react to Ripple's concerns to the proposed civil penalties that the government has suggested. Another thing that the Securities and Exchange Commission is getting set to do is submit its opposition brief to Ripple's motion to strike by the 29th of April. The Securities and Exchange Commission's response to Ripple's opposition brief is due by the 6th of May, 2024. It is the intention of the SEC to impose a fine of $2 billion and an injunction against Ripple. It is through these articles that they will arrive at their conclusion. In spite of this, it is highly unlikely that the decision will cause the Commission to reconsider its decision to appeal the verdict of the programmatic sales of XRP scandal's rebuttal and full investigation. An anarchy Ripple, on the other hand, asserts that the charges brought forward by the SEC are excessively severe and do not have sufficient evidence to support them. In the matter that is now being litigated between Ripple and the SEC is seeking a fine that does not exceed $10 million. When it comes to determining whether or not a contract is feasible, the things that both parties say will determine a great deal of importance. In the context of the cryptocurrency ecosystem as a whole, other cases such as Coinbase versus SEC have the potential to alter the way the SEC conducts its business, as stated by Bill Morgan. A lawsuit has been filed by consensus against the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) in an effort to contest the SEC's classification of Ethereum as a security. If the lawsuit is successful, the SEC may reach a conclusion that is favorable to consistency. One of the things that has caused individuals in the cryptocurrency world to feel anxious is the fact that there have been concerns over the regulation of Ether and the manner in which it may be sold. There is currently a lot of criticism directed on the individuals who reached a deal because they do not wish to be recognized, and the Securities and Exchange Commission is unable to locate any of them. When it comes to the market, Bitcoin has always had a significant advantage. During the course of their ongoing legal conflict, which has lasted for more than 3 years, Ripple and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission are currently in the trial phase of their conflict. It is essential to keep in mind that the watchdog initiated the legal case against the corporation in December of 2020, when it was accused of fraudulently generating more than $13 billion through an unregistered securities offering. It was said by Ripple that its native token should not be considered an investment of this nature, and as a result, the agency should not have the authority to control it. During the course of the trial, there are a few additional developments and requirements that both parties are required to fulfill. An example of this would be the fact that Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn issued a fresh scheduling order a few days ago, which mandated that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) submit its response to the petition. Ripple was given 3 business days to respond after the Commission is anticipated to have finished the assignment today. However, the Commission has not yet begun functioning due to the fact that Judge Net has a rather friendly attitude with XRP. A great number of people who are knowledgeable about the sector regarded her presence as a promising omen for a decisive triumph for Ripple, while she was voicing her opinion 3 years ago. She claimed that the native cryptocurrency of the corporation possesses a usefulness that distinguishes it from Bitcoin and Ether. Possible repercussions for XRP. Potential repercussions for XRP. Throughout the year 2023, Ripple was successful in obtaining 3 interim victories from the Supreme Court, and the price of XRP responded favorably to each of these triumphs simultaneously. Those who are interested in knowing more about the case and how it is related to the future price variations of XRP can read the predictions of many analysts who have forecasted that the company would have a major bull run if it is successful during the trial. This past week marked the beginning of the trial phase of the legal conflict that Ripple is now engaged in with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), and many individuals are looking forward to a speedy settlement. It was attorney James K. Fallon who made the announcement that the new schedule will include the motion for remedies as well as the final decision. Magistrate Sarah Netburn, who is also a judge, devised the scheme. Both the SEC and Ripple have until the 29th of April to provide a response, and after that date, they have 3 business days to do so. The SEC and Ripple are both going to have a busy week ahead of them. In the continuing dispute between Ripple Labs and the SEC, Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn has scheduled a date for the matter to be heard. Due to the fact that the trial is scheduled to take place this week, both cryptocurrencies are likely to be in the spotlight. It has to do with Ripple's attempt to disregard the most recent expert testimony that was submitted by the SEC. This testimony is intended to bolster the company's case for fines and a clear judgment in response to Ripple's application. In order for the Securities and Exchange Commission to provide its counterarguments, Judge Netburn has given them until April 29, 2022 to accomplish this. In light of the ruling that Judge Netburn has made, Ripple will have 3 business days to provide a response when that time ultimately arrives. To the best of my knowledge, XRP is distinct from both Bitcoin and Ethereum in that it possesses both a monetary worth and a usefulness that distinguishes it from the two. In the year 2021, the judge reportedly stated that blockchain technology might be useful in this manner, as reported by Council member Jeremy Hogan.